discussion that the word reconciliation or
Yeah.
reconciling,
Yes.
meaning that for the reconciliation there are some conflicts, so
Yes.
there's no if there's no conflict, there's no reconciliations, right?
Mm.
But scientific and religious to bring to reconciliation to the ground of reconciliation, meaning that science and religious before that have some kinds of disputes.
Mm.
And yeah, when we talk about this in your studies about this topic, so what why it happened? Because when you say that science and religious might have some of disputes and it have to reconcile, and why it happens. Uh, why can science and religious in the beginning cannot be harmony, and why they had to separate it or try to clash the religious narrative and the scientific narrative for the
Okay. Yes. To do with developments uh, in the Western world actually. Yeah. Because science, as we know it, came from the Western world. Yeah. If I want to go into history, there's a very long process of Greek thought during the time of Aristotle and all that, getting their knowledge from ancient Egypt, and then from then transferred to Hellenism after the time of Alexander the Great, who conquered Persia and all that, and then the Hellenistic thought is brought into Egypt, and then late and close lands around it, and then when Prophet Muhammad appeared and the region of Islam according to Sharia Muhammad spread across Arabia, and then during the time of the four prophets, no sorry, the four Khalifah, the four Khulafa ar-Rashidin, and the spread of Islam, and they absorb new knowledge along the way, and then you if you know the story of Baitul Hikmah, the start of the library in Baghdad, and how they take Greek knowledge and all that, and it becomes the first corpus of the Islamic, what do you call it, golden age of study. Yeah. So during that time, all there is no conflict. You know why? Because it always starts with religion. Even in the Western world, if you study properly, the earliest universities, Bologna in Italy, or what was it, Oxford and Cambridge in England, you know who were the first scholars? They were all priest class. You know, in European culture, in European civilization, the ones who go into universities were mostly the priesthood. Science at that time, they expanded science from the Bible. They studied the natural phenomena to prove that what is taught in the Bible is right. No conflict at that time. No conflict at that time. But over time, there are new discoveries. For example, they used to believe that everything orbits around the Earth. This is mentioned in my book. This is mentioned in my book. It is about the developments in the Western world. Yeah, scientific narrative on the origin of man and nature. This is explained in my book, but for the extract version, it's only limited. Okay, this is, in fact, scientific research into the origin of man and creation in the world flourished in the 17th century Europe. 17th century, not very far ago, to prove the biblical accounts of creation. Yeah, this is, you can read later. Since the schism between religion and science on the issue of creation originated in the West. Okay, this is okay. I can jump. The annual revelation is a bit in front. I go from here. New narrative. Okay, science in the modern Europe and the West. I can read this. The age of enlightenment in Europe set the stage for developments that will lead to the current popular centered narrative on the region of man. Okay. there actually a lot of factors at that time, because there was a time when some of these people fighting against the church because they see this church is too strong, was it? It's like they are curtailing new thoughts, and also because of the politics. If you look at the development of democracy in France, they kill all the noblemen and all that. This all has to do with the developments. Okay, ni I'll go straight ni. Catholicism, uniformism, and related issues. Okay. Also prominently shaping the thinking of that age, this is around 17th century, were debates regarding of what are termed as catastrophism and uniformitarianism in the 18th and 19th centuries. This came after Robert Hooke advocated the importance of forces. They during this time they only discovered bones of dinosaurs. But even then, at first people don't believe. They say, no, this is just stones that look like creatures. It's later on. No. When there were debates around that time. No, these are actually fossils of remains of once living creatures. Okay, this was advocated when most of his contemporaries during the time considered fossils to be figured stones that grow in the earth. This is only 400 years ago. So at that time came the race to explain what events could have made the creatures fossilized. So came two doctrines, right? Catastrophism is the idea that Earth can change in such a fast time, earthquake and all that created the Earth and all that. Because at the time they believe that Earth is only about 6,000 years ago, 6,000 years old during this time. That means in UFC too. But later on there are changes. They start to extend the time, and later that they theorize, in fact, the Earth is about 7,000 years ago old, and then later 2 million, and then later on, and then basically developments of science during that time diverge from literal reading of the Bible. So that creates a conflict. And then later on, new development. So, Bible is not considered to be book of knowledge. Even now, I say, some Muslim scholars I met, they say the Quran is not really a book knowledge. Even now. And I've had this talk in Istak, because they believe in science too much. There is that conflict too among us. Yeah, but basically, we started to show that the Quran is right, but now it seems that the literal reading of the Quran is left out because of new scientific development. We have to catch up in our interpretation. This is the conflict we are having right now. How to interpret the Quran according to new science. Whereas, for some of us, it's science that 100% accurate. Science also has its own bias, So this is actually an ongoing dialogue. Okay. I hope that answers a bit of your question.
Okay. It's not answer a bit, but it is the almost complete answer for me.
Okay, because this is philosophy of science and development too.
Yeah, that's true, that's true. Because when you say that there's conflict between the Westerns, no, I just remember about the Professor University has written a book, the Muslim Psychology Dilemma. It's expressed about how some of Muslims try to adapt the Western instead of
Yes.
Islamic itself. That shows the conflict between themselves. Uh, so I think you already answer my question, and now I open for others to ask question. If you have any question, you may
I saw a
raise
hand
your hand
raised.
and open your mic.
Afifa
You
Abbas.
you can may raise your hand. The emoji of raise your hand, or you may ask. Okay, please.
Assalamualaikum.
Who is that?
Can I ask a question, please?
Who is
Yeah,
that?
please. Please, sir.
Right. So let me first of all thank this for very interesting talk. Now, one thing is that you have reconciled between two types of time.
Yes.
One is linear, another non-linear. That's very good, a mathematical feat. Now, you have mentioned that Naqibul Abbas, Professor Naqibul Abbas, and somebody from the classical Islamic period said that Adam alayhi salam came down to the earth roughly 7 or 10,000 years ago.
Yes.
Now, this is not mentioned in the Quran, not in the Hadith.
Yes.
So you are taking some scholars' opinion,
Yes.
which is not unanimously accepted by other scholars. That is
Okay.
number one.
Okay.
Now tell me one thing. If Najibul Abbas said that Adam alayhi salam came 40,000 years ago, so using your mathematical technique,
Mm.
by changing certain parameters, you could readily fit that 40,000 years with 210,000 years.
Yes.
So this matching is not a surprising thing, just a mathematical feat. Am I right?
Yes.
Just change the parameters only.
Was it?
You are changing the parameters to fit 10,000 with 210,000.
Yes. It can be shifted. It can be shifted. It can be calculation can be shifted.
It can be shifted, changing the parameter.
Yes.
The question is this. Before we try to reconcile Islamic concept of human appearance with scientific concept of evolution, we should go a little bit backward. There are books like this. I'm sure you probably have seen this.
I cannot see your face.
If you cannot see the picture,
I cannot see where you are in the. Okay.
so see this book?
Evolution and theory increases. Okay.
By Michael Denton. After 30 years of writing this, he wrote another book, Evolution, a Theory is Still in Crisis.
Mm.
This man is not a religious man, a secular man. That is such secular scientists who have challenged the concept of evolution completely.
Yes.
So, concept of evolution not so scientifically based as one might think.
Yes.
The debate has been going on for more than 150 years among the scientists themselves.
Yes.
When scientists do not agree with certain things, why do we need to stretch Quran and Hadith to fit with science? If science changes tomorrow, what are you going to do? Are you going to change our belief or not? This is a very fundamental question. The other question, is it possible for intelligence and consciousness to develop from dead matter? Nobody has been able to prove, no scientist has been able to prove that life can evolve from dead matter. It
Yes.
has not been proved yet. Scientists have tried to do that. So life, intelligence, consciousness, they belong to a different category.
Yes.
It is not a gradual change. Now, another thing is that you said Adam alayhi salam is the first Homo sapiens. Now, when we are talking about gradual evolution from scientific point of view, something is gradually, or some species gradually developing. You cannot say that this is the first one. No, things are changing, every day, every second things are changing. So Adam alayhi salam cannot be said to be the first, the Homo sapien. His father could be the first Homo sapien, because there would be very little difference between physical characteristics of Adam and his father. If he had it. So to say that Adam is the first Homo sapien is not correct.
Okay.
His father could be the first Homo sapien. His grandfather could be the first Homo sapien. So now we run into this situation that creation ex nihilo, from nothing. Badi'u samawati wal ard. He creates things from nothing. So that concept is negated when you say that science is saying this gradually from unicellular organism up to multicellular Homo sapien. If that is true, then the possibility of human beings evolving into something else is still there. What will be their religious book? Would that be the Quran? So, if we believe in the theory of evolution, for which there is no unanimous scientific agreement, even though if we believe in that, then the problem all the different species is there. If that is the case, who is when you are reading a book, all these problems will come.
Okay.
Now, all your book has been very kindly written by Professor Osman Bakr, but he himself has not been in evolution. He has written a book, a limited book, on again the theory of evolution. He brought various scholars. There are regular people there. They all challenge the theory of evolution. And Osman Bakr also believes in that. He does not believe in theory of evolution. So there are only Hassan Nasser. He doesn't believe in theory of evolution. Now, this is the situation where we stand. So we need to, take all these things into consideration. I don't want to make it any longer to bank.
Abud, yeah. Actually, what you said has already been taken into consideration in my book, but as I explain it, sometimes I miss points because it's a long book. Okay, you mentioned about Prof. Osman Bakar himself not believing in evolution. I mentioned it in the book. It's just that I cut short things when I said that there are 4 types among Muslim scholars: those who believe in evolution 100%, and then they try to interpret the Quran allegorically to fit science. Then there are those who believe evolution can happen, but only to animals, not to mankind. Okay, mankind are created miraculously. Then there is a group that believe that evolution can apply to animal. I mentioned that before, and they can apply to certain types of men, like Neanderthal man, Homo erectus, and all that, Cro-Magnon, but not to Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens are created miraculously. That is called the Adamic exclamation. Okay, and then lastly, the creationists, they reject 100% evolution. And yes, I put in fact I reviewed that book into my book, the from essays that Prof. Osman has collected. So yes, there's the include thoughts by Syed Hussein Nasar and all that. A lot of them are giving metaphysical reason, but there is at least one biologist and embryologist Italian who give very valid explanation in terms of science that evolution cannot happen. You can only have subspecies, but no total change of species. No. But then he is dismissed by other as creationist. I put in my book. Okay, I must state to you, this is my position. When I wrote my thesis, because my background was science, part of me want to believe in evolutionism because of my science grounding. But yet there is a cut-off point. I said, as a Muslim, I cannot believe that Adam was created as part of evolution. Then in 2021 came a book called Islam and Evolutionism by Shu'ab Abdul Malik, who said that he used the methodology of Imam Ghazali to study all this claim, and then he comes to this conclusion: if according to Ghazalian thought, because Ghazalian thought accept miracle, then evolution is acceptable, but not to Adam. Adamic exceptionism, exceptionism. Okay, so I subscribe to that position in my thesis. I subscribe to that position, and then when I want to revise into my book, I asked Prof. Osman, can you write a forward for this? He said, okay, but you must change something, because this also involve your reputation as a Muslim. And later on, he told me what it is about. Our school, you see, he is my teacher, and Prof. Osman is a murid of Syed Hussein Nasar. Syed Hussein Nasar, physics from MIT. Somebody who knows science very well, but he totally reject evolutionism. Of course, somebody like him with his mind must have a reason. So, when I asked my teacher, Prof. Osman, to write, he said, if you want me, you must adhere to our school. So, I went, I think about it all the time, okay. And I thought, as I go study, there are actually a lot of things still not to be able to explain by science. My latest study will be on time, and there's a lot of things more that science can explain, right? So I decided, okay, I told Prof, this is my position. That means I accommodate those who believe in evolutionism. But me myself, no, I don't support evolutionism. I say only that to the scientifically inclined who find evolutionism, the argument is too, too strong to be discarded. Then this is explanation. But cut off point is Adam is not part of evolutionism. So in my book, I stated my position. Although I talk about evolutionism because this is part of the study. As a academic, I cannot discard that thought. I must address it. Yeah, but at the end of the day, I said, okay, it looks logical, but this is the limitations. And I myself, I am in the school of Christianism. So that is in my book. Actually, what you said is mentioned, but you have to get the whole book for it.
I don't know whether you have read this book or not. This is one of my books on evolution. I've got other writings on evolution.
Okay.
And because you mentioned Hassan Nasser, who has a degree in physics by MIT, or will you forgive me if I could mention that I have a degree in physics from Cambridge,
Alhamdulillah.
Cambridge University.
I trust you, sir. Alhamdulillah.
Now, so still I have reservation why I do not or cannot believe in the theory of evolution. I have read a lot. I have read Darwin's original book because where I live in Cambridge, not very far from Darwin's house.
Hmm.
My house is in Cambridge. Now, so I have done enough study, I think, and have published, articles in the United States, and my article published. I oppose evolution. They're published still because of my logical argument.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have been also criticized by many. Shoaib Malik has criticized me. He has quoted from me in 21 places in his book. Challenging. He has put me, then Nuhamim Killer, Hassan Nasser, Usman Bak. They don't believe in theory of evolution.
Hmm.
So, but we have our reason. Nuhamim Killer is a theologian. He doesn't believe it from theological. Faradadi, marhum, may Allah have mercy with him. He also almost owed his life. He maintained that. He didn't say that, Quran supports theory of evolution. I did not support it because of my own, scientific background. Similarly with Usman Bakr and Hassan Nasser and others. So this is the situation. The thing is, this thing is not so clear cut. So it is not so clear cut. So to try to reconcile, which is already not fixed, is not a very fruitful exercise. It can backfire if scientists decide to change their mind. No other theory in science has been going through debate for 150 years without reaching a conclusion except the theory of evolution. You see, it's still debate. You open the internet, you will find thousands of websites, articles in support of evolution. Similarly, thousands of websites and books and articles against evolution. If it was so clear-cut, so scientifically founded, it would have been, but that hasn't happened.
Yeah, yes.
So even if we accept it, we should accept it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah. On that note, share my book, and I must tell everyone, after because this book has been discussed in ISTAC book discussion on 15 August. This Al-Ghazali Philosophical Group in ISTAC WhatsApp. Do you know there is this Dr. Daud Bachelor? Dr. Daud Bachelor, who is attached with International Advanced Islamic Study Institute, IAIS. Yeah. So he asked somebody to pass me this article of his in 2011. He did his own article, his own reconciliation attempt, but then he's very pro scientific data. That means whatever it is, he veered towards the scientific data. And you know what he said? You know what he said? Like Jesus, because there's a verse about how Prophet Adam is similar to Jesus. He said Adam actually have a mother. Adam actually have a mother, a mother, but no father, spontaneous insemination, and Hawa is actually a twin inside the same mother. This is what Dr. Daud Bachelor wrote because of his leaning towards science. Because he wanted to believe, to him evolution is undeniable. So he wanted to, yeah. So there are people like that, people like Nidal Gusam, Rana Dajiniano. They interpret Quran according to evolution. I'm sure you are aware of that.
Now, the thing Islam is similar to Isa Islam. Isn't that part of the Quran?
What's that? Similarity, that's in the Quran. I can't remember which verse, but it's in the Quran. There is a kun fayakun thing. Yeah, there's a kun fayakun, the way Jesus was created. Except that from our understanding, Jesus was created without a father. Apparently now somebody is trying to use that to interpret that Adam also has a mother.
If that is what is happening now, because when you say that Adam was the pre-existing creature,
Yeah,
then that's what is going to be. Adam must have parents and grandparents and so on and so forth.
yeah.
That is what we end up.
Except the argument here,
Directly contradict the Quran and Hadith.
yeah, Syekh Mahmud, his argument here is that the previous type of mankind were only bashar, the first insan. So the previous, the bashar, bodily function of man, but without the added spiritual dimension.
I have discussed the question.
For some of these people, they say no heaven, you know.
Bashar was not in the heaven then. Where was Bashar? Was Adam born in heaven from Bashar?
If you look at some of these people, even in my book discussion, there was this Dr. Farooq Musa who questioned me. He said, he only said Jannah could be on earth. That is their argument, Jannah, because the word paradise that is Jannah. So they say Jannah doesn't say it is on heaven. It is on earth. They say according to them. There are people who interpret that way. The Jannah where Adam was put into is on earth.
So, if that is true, okay, let us accept that. Then the problem is Adam's father, grandfather, all of them were in Jannah. So they are all sinless people, Masoom. It is not that the Prophet Adam was Masoom as a prophet, but his ancestors, because they were also in Jannah, they must be Masoom. Why are we not Masoom?
I don't know. I don't know. I think you ask them, they will give another interpretation. That's the thing, right?
It is not that easy.
Uh,
Without belief in God as the creator, which science doesn't believe.
yeah.
That you cannot reconcile.
Yeah.
Science says he evolved. We say he was created. Any stretch of imagination.
Yeah. But I must add, Syekh Mahmud, like I said before, I could leave the question of Adam and all that hanging, but I am a Malay activist. My first aim was to answer how could there be Malay 60,000 years ago when Adam came down to earth no more than 2,000 years ago. That is actually the my first reason for writing the book in 2018, which led to my thesis, which led to the current book.
No, that is good because 10,000 years it is just said by some people, some scholars.
Yeah.
Not in the Quran, not in the Hadith. So
It,
that's not sacrosanct.
yeah.
You have to believe it.
Yeah. Except, if you count logically in terms of generations, because a lot of this generation, they came from biblical source, Israeli source. But you cannot totally discard it. It is a possibility, Noah is the son of this, son, on to the prophetship, on to Adam. There is so many generations. In order for you to go more than 10,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, you have to find names that can fit in between. So that is the logic behind it.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, where can I get a copy of your book?
After this, you can ask from the organizer. You can expect this is a complimentary copy extract. It's 25% of the book. Yeah, Rasulullah, you can pass to everybody. So yeah, and then for the full book, I suggest that inside that book there is the address of my publisher in Malaysia. Maybe you can get from them, inshallah. But you have to buy, of course. Yeah, but now
We'll buy, no problem. We buy,
yeah. You know, it's also have to be fair to my publisher. You know, I'm not a big name in academic. You know, I'm an activist. The reason I wrote this is to make this idea accepted academically because there are implications. Yes, you know what is the implication? Implication here, my calculation implication is that the history of Homo sapiens since more than 2,000 years ago can be fitted within the chronology of the 25 prophets. That is the implication. Otherwise, otherwise, by normal counting, there's so much you can do. Probably 10,000, 2,000 years ago of human history, and before that, seems you cannot fit within the Quranic framework. So the biggest implication, if you look at my table here, yeah, the table that I put here at the end of it. Okay, wait a minute. This is table, yeah. This table, that means that okay, these numbers can be adjusted in the calculation, but this is the initial numbers that I offer. Yeah. So Adam came down to earth according to best counting on from some sources at 5872 BC, equivalent to about 209,600 years ago, linear time. Yeah. So within this framework, if you look at it, because I calculated the flood of Noah to happen around 70,000 years ago, in line with the explosion, do you know Danau Toba in Sumatra? Sumatra, there's a big lake. Do you know that is actually the caldera of a super volcano? It is the caldera of super volcano. A whole super volcano got destroyed. Based on that caldera, I calculate the height of the mountain. It's in my book to be 3 or 4 times the height of Everest. Imagine a mountain that big exploded until left with caldera. If you look at the description of the flood of Nabi Noah, the waters are like mountains. It is not like water rising like that. You know, there are tsunamis. If you look right, waters like mountains and the ship of Nabi Noah rolling through the waves. So my theory is actually the flood doesn't happen just because of rise of seawater or rise of ni. There are explosions. There are tsunamis. Yeah. Okay. So within this scheme, if you see it, where is the Malaysia of 60,000 years ago? Then you look at the numbers somewhere between Noah and Hud. So the Malay of 60,000 years ago is a descendant of Prophet Noah from one of the branch, from one of them Sam or Ham or Sam Ham or Yafid. Otherwise, the Malay of 60,000 years ago is somebody who doesn't fit into the Quranic framework. That is the reason I wrote this whole thing, and from there I arrived at this table. The idea now you can try to fit history within the 25 prophets. History of Homo sapien, because Homo sapien by definition has nothing to do with evolution. Homo sapien simply means voice man. It's a taxonomical term defined by Linnaeus Carolus Linnaeus in 1758. It is also in my book. It has nothing to do with evolution. During that time, everybody believed in fixed species. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. You're very, very interesting. And thank you, the advisor. That is very kind to give us time. Thank you.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah. I'm glad that you can enjoy, appreciate it. Alhamdulillah.
Okay, thank you to both of you, Mr. Sheikh Mahmood and Bro Razi, having a good conversation, and we from non-basic science also taking the advantage and knowledge from you guys. And Alhamdulillah, uh, but unfortunately, we are reaching to the end of the session actually because we are planning to have to end the session at 10:30. But for Brother Razi, so you may conclude in 1 minute the conclusions of your topics before I end Yes, brother.
Okay, basically, actually, this idea of linear and non-linear time was taught to me by a Sufi source like 20 years ago. Yes, yes. But it was after a time I got involved with Malay issues and all that, and I find even among the Malay scholars, this is the reason. I put the question dichotomy inside, where some for example, I give this almarhum Nick Suhaimi, which was a prominent archaeologist in Malaysia. He already passed away. Because he's an archaeologist, he has to talk about Paleolithic people, Neolithic people, and all that. People who existed 4,000, 40,000 years ago. But when I asked him, how do you fit that within the idea of Prophet Adam in the Quran, which some scholars say came down to earth no more than 10,000 years ago? He couldn't answer. It's hanging like that. You know? It seems to me like they are trying to hope other people will find the connecting dots. There could be people in between that will extend the period of Adam to more than 40,000 years ago. It seems to me like that. It's left hanging. So my attempt here is, Mangit, is to address that question of dichotomy. This is my way of addressing it. Some people have a different, but I believe that my way of addressing is because I started from a Sufi source, then I find a hadith that could support it, and I extend on that. And inshallah, yeah, after this, I am continuing PhD in Istat, and my study will be on time. And this is some of the thing about time dilation that I want to study from the Quran and how it applies. I want to extend the whole idea again to see how it fits, because I believe this could address a lot of hanging questions. Okay, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Brother Razi, for your conclusions, and thank you to Mr. Syed Mahmud, your sharing about science and also having exchange knowledge with Bro Razi. It's quite interesting, actually. Okay, so actually, with your permissions from Bro Razi to share, can brother share your sections of your book to other people?
Yes. I've asked
Okay.
my publisher. It's okay now for both professional and educational, because I want people to get some of the ideas. And if you want to know more about what I wrote, of course you have to buy it. Please, like I said, I'm nobody in academics. And this publisher is actually, it is not really an academic publisher. It's mainly distributor. To have them trust and publish my book when I am actually nobody is alhamdulillah. So it is actually would be good if they hear somebody like Sheikh Mahmud inquiring to them, about interest in the matter in the book. It helps, I think, boost also my confidence. Alhamdulillah.
Is the distributor in Kuala Lumpur or somewhere
It
else?
is in Kuala Lumpur and somewhere else. But through the publisher, I'm sure you can arrange them to send anywhere. I don't know how it
No,
costs.
I'm going to meet Professor Osman Bakat maybe early next year. When I go there, I will inshallah arrange the distributor to send the book there.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
I
The
pick it up there.
the distributor is based in Batu Caves.
Hmm.
Based in Batu Caves.
Okay, right.
Alright.
Okay, thank you.
Alright.
Me, Prof. Sheikh Mahmud, I also share the Facebook link for you if you want to get details about the book from our Books Club Facebook group.
Yeah, that will be good if you could kindly,
In the
the
chat,
organizers,
in the
the
chat.
organizers have got my telephone number, WhatsApp number. If you could kindly send it to me, that would be really helpful.
I share it in the chat.
Okay, fine. Yes,
The
here
link.
is chat. You already done it. Yeah, yeah. I haven't noted that. I've already noted that.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So yeah, thank you to all of you for being attend to this session, sharing knowledge with our brother Razi Safi for his writing, essay writing, his great writing about Adams and its origin, reconciling between the scientific narrative and religious narrative. And Alhamdulillah, we are at the end of the sessions. So I hope all of you from the master thesis at ISPEC. As we know that ISPEC is the Islamic Centers for Islamic Philosophy, uh, located in Kuala Lumpur, and there's a lot of knowledge there. And also, this works also supervised by philosopher Professor Emeritus Dr. Osman Bakar, teachers of Brother Razi Sadi. There's a great supervision from them. Then that's why we have a good uh, excellent knowledge from it. Even though we know that it's also we have to agree to disagree because this is kind of in the field on of academics. So there's some things that we are not agree. We agree in this area. We are not agree in that area. That's normal. That's normal, and that's why it lead to the emergence of or expansions of the knowledge in Islam. Because if everybody agree with some things and nobody disagree, so the knowledge cannot be expanded to the quality to achieve the higher quality. Okay, to the end of sessions, I think uh, we are at end of the session. So before we dismiss the session, so I let my number. So for those who want to get the instructions of the Bro Razi books that's talking about the Adam's origins, so you may WhatsApp me 01347 50918, or maybe you can ask to the link that provided by Dr. Abdul Abbas, the book sessions, book club. So you can ask there. So I think that's all for today, for tonight and today's. And thank you, Brother Razi, for your sharings. Very interesting, very quite even is heavy knowledge that we have to uh, receive it, but still you can dismantle it into the small part that we can understand it. Alhamdulillah. So we close our ceremony of the of our majlis ilmi with the tasbih kafarah surah al-as.
Recording stopped.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for accepting me.
Thanks too.
Alright, Alhamdulillah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Inshallah.
Okay, alright.
Maybe
Okay,
we
Assalamualaikum.
can have another session.
Okay,
Waalaikumsalam
insyaAllah.
warahmatullahi.
Okay, Assalamualaikum.